Hi everybody, it's Anna from Silver Penguin Arts Crafty, and today my video is going to be an acrylic pour video, an acrylic painting pour video. I've never done one of these before. I've done many crafts, but not one of these. I have watched a number of different videos of how different people do it. Everybody seems to have their own techniques, so I think it's very much see what's right for you, see how it feels while you're doing it. So what I'm going to do today, which seems the most easiest from all the videos I have seen, so I'm going to attempt a dirty pour. So I'm going to tip all the paints into one pot, tip them out, and tilt the canvas and see what happens with the paints. Really, each time seems very different from what I've seen. Be interesting to see what happens. So I'm going to take you through the equipment I've got here, what I've used, and then we will go for it and see what happens. So here we have the equipment. I have this canvas here. There's a box canvas. It is an old canvas that I have done a few little crafts and stuff on before that have either not gone as well as I'd hope, or it's just not worked out as I had planned. So I have given it a base coat of black. And in the pots up here, we have the paints that we're going to use. So in this first one here, I've got this lovely green. All these are Reeves paint. So that is the green that I've used here. And then we've got black, which is this Reeves black. And we've got this lovely sort of ochre colour, lovely yellow colour. And we've got this nice burnt browny colour. So we've got burnt sienna. And over here we have an orange, which is just that. It is a Reeves orange. And in with the paint, I have also got Floetrol. And what this does, it helps the fluidity of the paint, so it makes it flow a bit easier with your painting and tipping onto the canvas. So what I've done, I have done 1 part paint to 2 parts Floetrol, and then on top of that I've added a little bit of water into there just to get it all mixed up and ready to go. So what we're going to do next is have a clean and empty pot, and then we're going to take, oh, polystyrene's a bit static, so we're going to take each paint colour, move those around, put that in the middle. So we're going to tip a little bit of each one in and mix it as we go. So I've tried to keep the colours a little bit more, what do we call it? A bit more sort of autumny. Now here in England we have just finished summer and we are now moving to autumn times. It's still a little bit warm, but the trees are just starting to turn, starting to get that little bit of a feeling in the air, a bit of a nip in the morning when you walk out. So let's just get this all mixed up, a little bit more black. There we go. A little bit more orange. A bit more of the green. There we go. Oops, so daisy. A bit of the yellow. Brown. Black. Now, as this is the first time I've done this, as many of you, it's all a bit trial and error, so I'm not entirely sure how much paint I need to cover this canvas. And in my head, I'm looking at this now thinking, I've got quite a lot of paint there. So it might be I have done a bit too much for this particular canvas. But I guess time will tell as I tip it out. And I'm thinking as well that maybe I haven't made the paint as fluid as I could have. So we'll see how this goes. So there is my pot of all the mix. And so I'm now going to tip this over my canvas, if I move that up a little bit. So it's in the middle of the box. Let's move these up. Trying to keep it all a little bit tidy in this big box to keep all the mess out. Okie doke. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tip this in a figure of 8 on the canvas. There we go. That's our colours out. And then I am gently going to tease this so that it gently fall as it goes. And as you can see, my colours don't seem to be sliding as much as the ones I've seen online. So maybe I needed a little bit more either water or Floetrol in my paint. Next time maybe I add a little bit more. Get that corner going. There we go. And there we have it, the final piece. So if I give you a bit of a close-up, I can see we've got a few cells coming through here where the paint is flicking through as you go up. So you've got a number there. And the colours bursting through as we look at each one. It's a lovely effect. And I was going for autumnal with this. However, I feel it's got a bit more of a kind of like a rock geology kind of feel to it. But I think a lot of these do, where you feel like you have these veins coming through like this. It's like cracks in the rock. If you ever go down to the beachside, the cliff, you get these kind of veins coming through. So if you press in, I've got very mucky hands. Next time maybe I'll wear gloves. The end of my dirty pour. I do quite like it. There are a number of different colours popping through. You can see sort of here and here and here where the colours are starting to pop through, little air bubbles flecking through the surface. Good. I do wonder, as I used all the same make of acrylic paints, whether if I'd mixed up a little bit more, might have got a little bit more reaction, a few more cells coming through. I do like it where they've that one there in particular, you can see a number of different colours coming through it. There's a couple there as well. No, it's nice. I was going for autumnal, but I think it gives it sort of more a geological kind of feel. All these veins coming down here like this with the blue. Looks a bit like a kind of crystalline rock coming through when you're at the cliffside at the beach. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it. But I think for a first attempt, I'm quite impressed with it. I think it looks good. So I will investigate a number of other different techniques to try, and we will go from there.